Hey, this is Sam Black with a different Kiki Court of Calling deck that I'm going to be trying today. Um, Previously, I've recorded with Bring to Light Kiki and Ghostway Kiki. I felt that Bring to Light was a little too clunky. It played a lot of expensive cards that the opponent could easily interact with on a one-to-one basis, like Knight of the Reliquary and Bring to Light and Lotus Cobra are just they expose you to decks that have good one-for-one answers. And Ghostway was very different than that. It was all value creatures and instants that made it difficult for your opponent to interact with you, but at the same time felt very clunky against decks that were not trying to interact with you and instead were just trying to kill you. So this is a different approach that is a mix that I like, where it's a little more proactive, and it has a lower curve, but it also has cards that are difficult to interact with, like Voice of Resurgence and Kitchen Finks. And then Collected Company is a more reliable card to resolve and get value out of than the large finisher that Bring to Light is. This is a deck that was recommended to me by my friend Godinez Fidigris, and I think it makes a lot of sense, so I'm going to see how it plays today. So to go over what's going on exactly here, in the lands, it's basically just lands to cast spells plus 2 Gavany Townships, which you want because you have 8 1 mana creatures plus 2 Wall of Roots, and it can help keep those relevant into the mid game. Just a couple of paths. You want to be able to interact, but you don't want to have too many things that aren't hits for Collected Company, and you also need Company, Restoration Angel, Kiki, and Cord. So with just a few of these, you get to have creature removal. You can get back with Eternal Witness, while not diluting the cheap creature count in your deck too much. Fauna Shaman is a sweet creature when you're trying to find creature combos that hasn't gotten a lot of play due to being really vulnerable, but becomes much better when you have Collected Company in your deck, so that you can get it at the end of your opponent's turn when they're not planning to need to deal with it, and then you get something that sort of resembles haste, where you get to use it to find a creature before your opponent has had a main phase to deal with it. Scavenging Ooze is a standard bullet in these kinds of decks. Wall of Roots is excellent with Cord. Voice of Resurgence is really good with just the backup plan of playing value creatures and attacking, plus it can make things awkward for your opponents who are trying to counter your spells. Spellskite allows you to protect your combo when you're going off, so that you can avoid exposing your one Kiki against an opponent who might have removal. Village Bellringer is my own swap. Go had Deceiver Exarch in this slot, but I like that if I draw this, I don't need to have blue mana. There's only a single breeding pool plus the mana creatures for blue mana. And it works similarly to Exarch with Kiki, and it can also sometimes do sweet things with mana creatures and Fauna Shaman, and just like untapping all of your creatures is sometimes big game. More often than not, I expect it to be slightly worse than Exarch, but easier to cast. I think they're very similar. I have more experience playing with Exarch, and it's easy to imagine how Exarch would be, whereas I want to get a little feel for the Bellringer. I have 1 Courser. I cut the 4th Finks for it. I just want to try it out. I think that it's a good thing to have access to in a deck that can shuffle a lot. And while it's a little more vulnerable to removal, it's nice that it doesn't die to lightning bolts and gives you a different way to gain life and have inevitability. Eternal Witness is great with everything you're doing. It lets you, when all you have is a Cord, you can Cord for Witness, get back Cord for Restoration Angel, get back Cord for Kiki. and go off from just a Court of Calling on a board where you and your opponent have exhausted each other's resources. 1 Static Caster, again just a powerful bullet. Some Finks that function pretty similarly to Voice Resurgence, but are worse against counter spells and better against burn. Restoration and Kiki are combo pieces that are also great Court of Calling targets, and then 4 Companies is kind of what the deck is built around. In the sideboard, I have 2 more paths, some creature bullets in the form of Canonist, Kataki, another Scavenging Ooze, Kasali Pride Mage, Spellskite, and 4 Fulminator Mages. Applications for those cards should be pretty obvious. A couple of Stony Silences, again, for obvious uses against Lantern and Affinity, and a couple of negates against Scapeshift or Tron or any other, decks that rely on resolving a big spell. So this is what I'll be battling with today, and we'll see how it goes.